Okay, it is, I think we have a quorum here, so it is now 12:01. I'll call the meeting to order. I just want to let everyone know that the voting members for the PFC is Mr. Colbert, Dr. Amesqua, Mr. Norris, Mr. Sumners, Mr. Cantu, Joe Carillon, and myself, Rich Vela. The second item on the agenda is any public comment that we have for today's meeting.
No, sorry, Rich. That's only if it was an in-person meeting. Are you looking at?
Oh, okay. We take that off. I'm sorry. I remember us talking about that, so I knew it was something a little different with the law. So I just wanted to.
It's only if it's in person. And I don't know because Melissa's not on here. If she received any emails to the public comment email, and if she did, I'll ask her to forward those on to the PFC board members.
Okay. Not that I know of either as well. So, okay. The third item on the agenda today is to consider the approval of the minutes from the May 18th PFC board meeting. Do I have a motion?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Colbert, second by Mr. Norris. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion. Sarah, you want to take it to the vote for me?
Sure. Mr. Vela?
Okay. Approve.
Mr. Sumners?
Abstain, I wasn't there.
Okay.
That's
Mr. Cantu? Oh, he's not here. Dr. Amesqua?
Yes.
Mr. Colbert?
Yes.
And Mr. Norris?
Yes.
And Mr. Carillon? Yes, okay. That's 1,
okay.
4, 5.
Sorry, I got a dog.
No worries. 5, 4, and 1 abstention. Motion passes.
Next item on the agenda is a report on the PFC investments of as of May 31st, 2020. Dr. Amesqua?
Yeah, let me see if I'm having issues with sharing. Can you see my screen or not yet?
No, sir.
Okay, hold on. All right, there it is. Too many buttons. Okay, so these are the financial statements for the PFC. I'm sorry, the investment report for the PFC as of May 31st, 2020. We've gone over at the board all this information. The PFC has a portfolio of 1,855,310. 95% of the proceeds are in textbook and 5% are in Bank of Texas. Pretty much all the majority of our funds are overnight. We have earned interest for year to date for $450 for the month of May. We have also other payment series 2014 to 2016 that total also the 1,855,310. We've earned year to date $60,144 year to date. And all our funds are collateralized and invested in our pool. That's the first item in terms of the report for investments. Any questions that you may have on the investment side for the investment report?
I don't see any, Dr. Amesqua.
Okay. Now let me go to the financial statements. In this, basically the most important piece is on page 3 that tells you we have assets of $1,820,425, liabilities that includes retainage payable for Weber construction contract for $437,285, and we have equity balance pending of 760,728. Now, out of that 760,000, we have approximately about 170,000 pending in that remaining for pending contracts plus the contracts from today. So we'll have 323,443 monies left over from the PFC once the project is complete. Once everybody's paid, we'll have a 323,443 left over in the fund that will go to the debt service to reduce the debt. Any questions regarding the financial statements and amount of balances? Attached are including all the payments that have been paid year to date.
I don't see any questions, Dr. Mesqua.
Okay.
The next item on the agenda is to consider the approval of the disbursements for the PFC as of May 31st, 2020. Dr. Mesqua?
That was included in the same, well, that was the one that we just discussed, the disbursement, which is the financial statements report, and that includes all the payments that we've made year to date.
Oh, okay. Okay, there wasn't any extras. Okay. So I need a motion to consider the approval of the disbursements for the PFC as of May 31st, 2020.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Mr. Norris, second by Mr. Colbert. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll take it to a vote. Sarah?
Mr. Villa,
Approve.
Mr. Sumners,
Yes, okay.
Dr. Amesqua,
Yes.
Mr. Colbert,
Yes.
Mr. Norris,
Yes.
and Mr. Carrion. Yes, thumbs up, that works. Motion passes 6-0.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the ratification of the projects related to contracts under $50,000 authorized by ACDE administration. Those two items are Create Architects in the amount of $18,700. These are architect fees for playground plans and reviews and design. They're under the RFQ 17/015KJ. And item B is HTS Incorporated Consultants in the amount of $5,989. Construction materials testing for the ABS West Playground under RFQ number 19/049YR. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Norris.
Second,
Is that second by Mr. Sumners?
yes.
Thank you. All right, motion by Mr. Norris, second by Mr. Sumners. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll take it to a vote. Sarah?
Mr. Villa,
Yes.
Mr. Sumners,
Yes,
Dr. Amesqua,
Yes.
Mr. Colbert,
Yes.
Mr. Norris,
Yes.
and Mr. Carrion. Thumbs up. Motion passes 6-0.
And the next item on the agenda is to consider and approve of an order approving the lease revenue bond series 2016 second supplement trust indentured and approving other matters incident and relating thereto. Dr. Mesqua, you want to?
Yes,
Elaborate.
this is an extension. A few months back, we extended the lease agreement to June 2020. There were there had been some extensions and delays on the project. Right now, because of COVID-19, we need to extend to August 2020 so that we can properly close out the project and pay out all the retainages that are available under the project. So we've asked that the lease agreement be extended to August 2020 so that we have 2 more months so that we can close out the retainages and anything pending on all the contracts that we have for this project.
Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Norris. Second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Colbert. Any discussion?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Mr. Summers, go ahead.
Is August gonna be long enough?
We are looking at completing it by August, the playground and the payment, so that should be give us enough time. And so I've been in contact with Mr. Vela so that we make sure that we pay all our vendors their last payments prior to August. So we'll have a meeting the latter part of August so that we can make those payments.
Are we gonna pay out to the general contractor too?
No, not yet, until that one has to come back to the board for approval.
Okay. All right, so that's not included in this 300,000, obviously. It's gonna be left over.
Yeah, the retainage is 427,000. That one will have to come as an agenda item so you can accept and approve the project.
Okay. All right, well, that was my question. The other part of my question is the 300,000 plus that goes into the debt service. Is that going to be paid on the debt immediately, or is it just going to be used to offset part of what was due?
It goes into the reserve to make payments in the future.
Okay, so it would reduce the future appropriation necessary to pay it.
Right.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Any other further discussion? If not, can I take a vote?
Mr. Vela,
Approved?
Mr. Sumners,
Approved.
Dr. Amezcua,
Yes.
Mr. Colbert,
Yes.
Mr. Norris,
Yes.
and Mr. Carrion. Yes, motion passes 6-0.
Okay, the only other item on the agenda is an adjournment. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Norris,
Second.
second by Mr. Summers. Any discussion? Seeing none? All in favor? Guess we could do it like that, huh, Sarah? You can do it.
Aye. I'm seeing a
I think
bunch of
we're all
thumbs
good with that
up.
one.
You're good. 6-0.
Yeah,
motion
14 minutes.
passes.
12:14,
Exactly.
14 minutes.
Very good, you guys.
That's right. Very good. Thank y'all for attending today. I sure appreciate it. Well, have a good day for everyone.
Thank
Stay
you.
safe.
Stay safe. I'll see you later.